Have you ever noticed how when life feels overwhelming, your instinct might be to pull away, to go quiet, or to tell yourself, I'll deal with this on my own, or it's my problem and I don't want to burden anyone else with it? Maybe you don't want to be a burden. Maybe you feel you should be coping better. Or maybe you've simply learned over time to rely on yourself. And if that sounds familiar, I want you to know something important. You're not weak for feeling this way. And it doesn't mean you appear vulnerable for needing support. In fact, one of the strongest, most compassionate things you could ever do is reach out and resource yourself properly. And that's exactly what we're exploring to do effectively in this video today. Hi, I'm Dave and welcome to Dave's MindCraft. And this is a space for caring and overwhelmed minds, especially when life feels busy and overthinking can take over. And here we slow things down, find calm and clarity, and build a more positive and resilient mindset. And today we're exploring the R in the MindCraft journey. Reach out and resource yourself. So up until now, we've gently worked through understanding your inner world using my MindCraft framework. And we've covered mapping your mind, inspiring a meaningful vision, nurturing your mindset, developing resilience, and clarifying your next steps. And now we arrive at a really important turning point, because growth doesn't happen in isolation. No matter how capable, caring, or resilient you are, you were never meant to do everything alone. And yet so many people believe that asking for help means they failed. But in MindCraft, we reframe that completely. Reaching out isn't a weakness, it's a skill, and resourcing yourself isn't indulgent, it's essential. So let's be honest for a moment. Many of us were never taught how to ask for help. We learn to get on with it, to be strong, to not make a fuss. And over time, when we repeat it enough times in our head, that can turn into an inner belief that says, I should be able to handle this on my own. Other people have it worse. I don't want to be a burden. But here's what I'd like to describe as the gentle truth. When you carry everything alone for too long, it doesn't make you stronger. It makes you tired, disconnected, and emotionally depleted. And that's why R exists in the MindCraft journey. So to remind you that support is not something you earn once you're at breaking point, it's something you're allowed to access simply because you're human. And reaching out doesn't always mean having a deep emotional conversation or asking someone to fix everything. Sometimes it simply means letting someone know you're struggling, allowing yourself to be seen, asking for a listening ear, or sharing how you really are, honestly and gently. It might be reaching out to a trusted friend, a family member, a colleague, a coach or therapist, or a support group. And sometimes reaching out starts internally by acknowledging to yourself that you don't have to do this alone anymore. So let's talk about the second part of R, resource yourself, because support doesn't only come from people. Resources are anything that helps steady you and support you and bring you back into balance. And that can include calming routines, grounding practices, journaling, movement, time in nature, educational tools, books, podcasts, or guided practices, professional support, or practical help with daily life. And I can personally vouch for every one of those from my own experience. But being resourced means you are no longer running on empty. It means you are intentionally filling your cup, not waiting until you're exhausted, overwhelmed, or burnt out. So I want to offer you a reframe here. Instead of asking, how much can I cope with? Try asking, what support would help me feel steadier right now? And instead of, I should be able to do this, try, what would make this feel lighter? This shift alone can be incredibly powerful because it moves you from self-pressure to self-compassion. So let's make this both practical and gentle. I'd like you to imagine a simple support map. Just picture it in your mind. You don't need to write it down, just hold it there in your thoughts and ask yourself, Who are the people I already have in my life that feel safe, supportive, or understanding? Who could I reach out to, even just to say, I'm having a bit of a tough time? And what resources help me feel calmer, steadier, or more grounded when my mind's feeling busy? And where might I benefit from additional support that I haven't allowed myself to explore yet? And there are no right or wrong answers here. This isn't about forcing action. It's about awareness, self-awareness. And you don't have to do everything at once. Reaching out doesn't mean changing everything overnight. It might be one message, one conversation, one small step. And resourcing yourself might begin with just one choice: going to bed earlier, taking a proper break, scheduling support, or allowing yourself rest without the guilt. Small steps count. They really, really do. And there's something deeply nurturing about being supported. Yes, you might feel a little uncomfortable at first, wearing your heart on your sleeve, but gradually, when someone listens to you without judgment, your nervous system settles, your breathing slows, and your body feels safer. This isn't weakness, this is basic biology, and we're wired for connection with other people. And when we allow ourselves to receive support, we create the emotional safety needed for real, sustainable change. So, if you just take one thing from today's video, let it be this: you don't have to earn support by struggling silently. You are allowed to reach out, you are allowed to resource yourself, and you are allowed to make life feel more supported, not more difficult. So this step in the MindCraft journey is about choosing connection over isolation and care over self-criticism. And as we come to a close, I invite you to gently reflect on this question: what is one small way I could support myself better this week? You don't need to answer it perfectly, just let it sit with you, because awareness is where change begins. So if this message has resonated with you, please consider subscribing or sharing it with someone who might need a gentle reminder that they don't have to do everything alone. Thank you for being here, and please take good kind care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.